She makes her bid for a little piece of history.
Hello and welcome to the Railway Stakes edition of The Run of the Race. Mark Warwood joins me to dissect all of the information about Saturday's meeting, which was, well, I know we've moved away from the Super Saturday terminology, but for a racing enthusiast, it was a super Saturday.
Certainly was. Certainly those two races towards the end of the card, Galaxy Star and Arcadia Queen, have got everyone in Australia talking, not just here in WA.
That's right, both heading towards the Kingston town. Who would you choose to ride if you were William Pike, who obviously gets the pick of the two? We do have a lot to get through here. It was a 9-race meeting, 4 listed events, the Guineas and of course the Group 1 Railway to get through. Let's have a look at the first race, which was taken out by Blackline.
In front, 600 to go, led by 5 Blackline. A further 4 Astronomite boys going to take a bit of catching. Then came Giraffe, followed further back behind those Juicing Carrots, Miracle Man, and then Ravelli still second from last on the outside of Red Paddy as Noski goes to work now. He sits down and he's starting to ride along Solorski. Blackline coming after it though. They're a day in front of the others at the 250, and Blackline ranged up, stuck a nose in front from Solorski. Giraffe behind them. Ravelli is still running on. They come to the 150. It's Blackline getting away, 2 in front. Ravelli charging down the outside. It's closing, so's Miracle Man. Ravelli flying. They split the line tight. Go on the rail, Blackline.
Well, we had Solorski setting a really strong tempo there. Blackline was the one who was close enough in pursuit. How fast were they going, Mark?
Pretty quickly, about 9 lengths faster than the benchmark to the 600. That pace was set by Solorski. Having a look at the numbers here, I think the Forgive horse is Miracle Man. He's not one of mine. I think he's previously been in the Forget file, but he was a little bit unlucky on Saturday. He was slow into stride. He was also wide as well. Thought it was a pretty decent effort in the circumstances. The Forget file, once again, is Solorski. I think this horse is done now. I know there was a few excuses there. They're going to take the blinkers off next start, but the numbers simply aren't good enough. And I think the follow horse is Reveille here. Really good late sectionals. Probably a little bit unlucky not to win the race. She will find another race of this class, I'm sure, and be winning.
Well, those horses at the back didn't look like they were even going to catch the leaders, but to Ravelli's credit, she was able to do so. Okay, race number 2, the Naconian. At his 13th start this prep, is in great form at the moment. Let's take a look at his victory.
Then running fourth, Happy Harry. Stocks is out 3 deep. Back on the fence to Cheston Flyer, being covered by Resistance, One Ocean Jewel, Pretentious Chant, Candlelight Star, and last of all is Kokapoo, and they went without the fave. Stage Man, a late scratching. 400 left to travel, and now the Naconian given a little more rain. He snuck a length. Minus looks at the top of the home straight, and he's gone for home on him. Fontaine Bleu, Happy Harry behind those. Off the fence, Cheston Flyer. Resistance runs on. Candlelight Star, then Ocean Jewel, but it's the Naconian at the 152 in front of Minus looks. Cheston Flyer, Candlelight Star. Parnham's got the whip on the Naconian. Cheston Flyer cutting him down the post, looming the Naconian.
You'll notice on the numbers there, the Naconian got it very easy out in front, was travelling 4 lengths slower than the usual benchmark. Now, Mark, when we looked at this horse last time, he was in a 66 plus, and he ran good figures, suggesting that he would be able to handle a step up in class, and it proved to be on Saturday.
Yeah, I do think he's probably at his level now. I was trying to find something to beat him on Saturday. He did map really well from yet another good gate. He's been kissed by the barrier jaw computer certainly here, and he got the job done, but I do think it's a pretty weak race. Looking at the numbers, I think the Forgive horse is Happy Harry on its first start for Simon Miller. The Forget horse unfortunately has to be Stocks now. That's 2 bad runs in a row and 2 appearances in the Forget file. I think the follow horse might be Cheston Flyer here, the fastest last 200 of the race. I personally had this horse pitched as a 1,000-metre horse. I know Adam Ferry and Ryan Hill thought it'd probably get over further. I think those boys might be right.
Well, I think too, if the horse just settles before the race, he can get very hot and bothered. If he can just start settling a little bit, it will help him in his races. All right, let's have a look at the third race. It was taken out by Pinzu, and it was the first of our listed races for the day.
Head along by the 650. It's Heart Starter at his first run for the Gan. Jimmy Stable led 3/4 on My Greek Boy. Then down on the rails, Oliver's Travels in the box seat. In Love with Paris on the outside, about to pull out and make his move, coming into the home corner. 1.5 lengths to Pinzu. Prying Tom around them deep. deep red aura. And last of all is Frio. Into the home straight, and Heartstarter led the way. Here comes In Love with Paris. At the 300, In Love with Paris races up for Williams. Now Lane draws the whip on Pinzu. Coming to the 150, In Love with Paris and Pinzu from Heartstarter behind them. Oliver's travels and Frio further back runs on. But Pinzu reaches the lead, and Pinzu pulls away for Damien Lane. Beat In Love with Paris.
Pinzu winning the Carbine Club of WA Stakes there. First up, so a good training performance there to get this horse firing. First up, Frio was the much talked about horse during the week. What did you make of his performance?
I'm willing to forgive Frio here. Look, he had the fastest sectionals all the way home, including the fastest splits from the 8, the 6, the 4 and the 2. The jockey got off and said that he raced it in a bit of a flat manner. Well, he did race a little bit flat early on, but he was sensational home. And another 100 metres, which was the length of the RJ Peter Stakes that he won 7 days prior, he probably would have won the race. He's the forgive horse and also the follow horse for mine. I'm really not keen around the form out of this race. The forget horse, once again, is Oliver's Travels. I think he's a cooked duck.
All right, now let's have a look at the next listed race. It was the Placid Arc, and Simon Miller was able to get his 5th victory in this race with Dance Music.
Towards the inside then, Regal Power and Festival Miss, 1.5, My Lady Fair. On the fence is Triggerfish, and still last of all is Cup Night. 450 left to go in the Placid Arc. Travelling well to the corner, the favourite, Dance Music for Allen. Will set sail for the judge. Coming around the corner, Dance Music from Fire and Rain. Pulling to the outside, Pablo's Poem. Then Shapita, followed by Festival Miss, but Dance Music exploded at the 200. She'd shot away by 3, Fire and Rain, Shapita, Pablo's Poem, and then Festival Miss. Allen's got the whip out on the filly. She's nicely clear. The stablemate giving chase, but much too good. And music to the ears of Trader Simon.
Dance Music able to control the speed, and I guess she did what she had to do, because when we looked at her previous victory, it was 8.8 lengths quicker than the benchmark. So a really good performance last start. But she just did what she had to do.
Yeah, you can't knock a horse for winning, certainly when she leads all the way and runs a decent benchmark. It was 6 lengths slower on Saturday than the previous start, but did it the hard way from the front. She's the follow horse here, really looking forward to her next preparation. The forgive horse, I think, has to be Shapita from the same yard, was back in trip and just ran into a really, really smart one in Dance Music. And the forget horse, if I had to nominate a horse here, it'd probably be Fire and Rain. Had previously beaten Pablo's Poem, met it better at the weights on Saturday and couldn't get the job done. I think Fire and Rain probably will go around unders next time in this kind of grade.
All right, the next race to take a look at was taken out by Mississippi Delta. Have a look at this turn of speed in the concluding stages.
The foot down on the accelerator, and Hewitt give her a bit more rein. Coming to the corner, she led by 1.5 lengths. Running second, Prize Catch. Salon de Cheval is tracking up towards the rail from My Fair Beauty. It's a him. Mississippi Delta Pike biding his time. Then Blue Tracer McCavity, followed by first a Fair Elegant Blaster. Day back with Dark Musket. Into the straight, Royal Star led Prize Catch. They booted 2 in front from Salon de Cheval, and it's a him. My Fair Beauty. And here comes Mississippi Delta at the 150, and Pike releases the brakes, and Mississippi Delta stormed up, grabbed them, put paid to them. Down the outside, first a Fair Blue Tracer, but Mississippi Delta comes away with an effortless win. Mississippi Delta.
Now we saw the stablemate in that race, Royal Star, head out in front, but was Royal Star going that quick, Mark?
Not really. 2 lengths slower than the benchmark to the 600 metres. So whilst it was against her pattern, and it did look a little bit odd to see a horse that started so poorly rush to the front, they didn't go particularly hard. I think the forgive horse here is Elegant Blast. Got carried really wide on the turn. I know she is a serial non-winner, but I do think she'll run better than that next start. The forget horse is Royal Star. Her manners again before the race were nothing short of diabolical. You just simply can't trust her. She's got plenty of ability though. The follow horse really struggled to find one here. I think Mississippi Delta might have been suited by the 54 kilos. I think you could probably follow her with a lightweight, but I really like the performance of Blue Tracer. This horse won the last race at Belmont before we returned to Ascot and was the fastest last 200 metres in this race. It's probably a race there for Blue Tracer, certainly given the rating that it's got. Okay,
there is a look at the, first 5 races of the program, not the first half. Don't go anywhere, because on the other side of this, we'll be looking at all the figures of Arcadia Queen and Galaxy Star and which one we would choose to ride if we had the choice. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the run of the race. We begin the second half of the Railway Stakes edition by having a look at the win of Misty Medal, but also keep an eye out for Aconite. This horse wasn't even in the frame in the run home and absolutely charges to the line.
Well back, Silly's Realm and Aconite. 550 left to travel in the Jungle Mist, nearing the home corner and sneaking away. Misty Medal before the bend. Misty Medal a length and a half. Kai Perinya off the bit and with the rears ridden off. How to Fly's tracked up beautifully, but the leaders kicked away from them. Pearls and Prawns under pressure, deeper out, followed by Showcase. Celebrity Dream still well back. Private Dancer's got a run and comes out off the fence, but Misty Medal with a handy break inside the 150. Misty Medal looked in no danger. 3 lengths away, How to Fly, Private Dancer, then Celebrity Dream, but she deserved this Misty Medal, and it was a great ride from an outside.
The Jungle Mist Classic, of course, the first of the Mares series, but Misty Medal, how do you think she'll be suited going forward? She seems like more of that short course type of horse.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And Todd Harvey said so much in the post-race interviews that they thought they'd probably ease off her a little bit here and perhaps come back for the Summer Scorcher over the 1,000 metres on Perth Cup Day. I would concur with that. Really good performance over the 1,200 metres and a really good ride as well from a wide gate. Doesn't make the file. Would have been a follow horse if the next race was over a sprint trip. But the Forgive horse for mine, Celebrity Dream, just ran into a really good one in Misty Medal on the day. Ran a pretty good rating, Celebrity Dream. She, of course, won 3 of these 4 fillies and mares races last year. The Forget horse, unfortunately, is Kai Perinya. Just another poor performance. Maybe she will be retired. We may not see her again on the racetrack, but of course a black type winner in her day. And the follow horse, you've already alluded to it, Aconite, sensational late figures. It was impeded the early part of the straight. Another of these horses that's gone around in a listed race with a relatively low rating. So if Brett Pope can find the right race, you'd think Aconite will be winning next start.
Another one that I'd like to follow is Private Dancer. I think that's a horse that just looks so well suited going forward when we get up to the 1,400 mile trips of this Mares series, the Fillies and Mares series, that I think that it will be very well suited in that. All right, now is the time for the WA Guineas. Let's take a look. Let's relive the moment of Arcadia Queen getting the job done.
Blackwood River, who came off the bridle at the 600, a length and a half to True Defender. Lady Cosmology was able to get across mid-race, a length and a half behind those. Then True Attraction looking to come around heels. Then Platoon and Fingermark, the stablemate. On the fence, Regal Council, but coming into the home straight, the Velvet King had headed the Sydney Galliparula Saba. A length and a half, Arcadia Queen about to get around the heels with Lady Cosmology running on well as Pike goes to work. Arcadia Queen at the 150 mark. She's a length and a half in front of Lady Cosmology. Boy, she's got them done, and she's going to break the hoodoo. Comes away, she wins the champion fillies in the...
Gee, she was impressive, Arcadia Queen, and we saw her versatility on Saturday as well, because with the good gate that she drew, they were able just to ride her a little handier.
Yeah, drew gate number 3, and that's where William Pite settled 3rd in the run. They went reasonable tempo early on, and she was just too strong at the end of the race. She is a potential superstar. Looking at the numbers, the Forgive horse once again is Lady Cosmology. Didn't have any particularly bad luck in the race. She just is unfortunate to be the same age as Arcadia Queen. In another generation, she would have won more of these type of races. The Forget horse, there was plenty of him in this race. I am going to single out Lord Help Me Run, mainly because he won the size last year, and there's been a couple of size winners in recent times. Debelow Show is another one that simply have not gone on with it. And the follow horse has to be Arcadia Queen. Super run.
All right, so that brings us to now looking at Galaxy Star and how we compare Arcadia Queen and Galaxy Star. Of course, Arcadia Queen will only carry 50 kilos in the Kingston Town, whereas Galaxy Star will carry the 57. Let's have a look at Galaxy Star winning the Group 1 Railway, and then we'll make our assessment.
Positions had no luck, and Galaxy Star's well back with Akanar Star, and they're being followed by Action. Further back, Perfect Jewel, and last of all is Star Exhibit, about 12 lengths or more from Wrinkley, who at the 400 headed for home in the railway. Here comes the challenge of Material Man away from the rail, and great shot under the whip, straightening up. Here's Man Booker running on. Behind them, searching for runners, Mr. Seawolf. Warwick goes for home now. Material Man, Gadding gets out. Here's Galaxy Star erupting, however. Here's Galaxy Star running through the middle with Gadding in pursuit, but Galaxy Star draws away from them. Pike,
Magician, that was about the only word you could sum up Pike's performance on the day. He was just extraordinary. The horses were just extraordinary. In its totality, the race itself, the speed that they ran, how did you see the race?
Look, it was a typical railway, very fast run, in particular because we had Wrinkley in the field with great shot as well. I'm going to forgive Miracle Man here. He was in the firing line. He was 3rd in the run, very good tempo, came home quite well. He hit the front with about 250 metres to go, which is how I'd map the race, but he just simply couldn't hold on. But he's going to get some weight pulls on these horses, second up in the Kingston Town Classic. He would have to be a major chance there. A horse that isn't a major chance, and we've mentioned this before, Great Shot, won the Railway 12 months ago, but simply now he's rated out of these racings. He finished 13th in the Railway Stakes. I think we've seen the best of Great Shot, and the follow horse simply has to be Galaxy Star, minus 12.3. We mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. She ran minus 10 in winning the Asian Bow Stakes. Great Shot ran minus 11 in winning the Railway last year. We thought that she was capable of running minus 12. That's exactly what she did in winning that Group 1.
All right, so it begs the question now, who would you ride, Galaxy Star or Arcadia Queen?
Look, if you take traditional handicapping and say that a kilo is worth a length, looking at the weight pools here, you've got Galaxy Star is going to go up in weight by 4 kilos. And Arcadia Queen's going to come down 3.5, so that's 7.5 lengths or 7.5 kilos. If you look at the punting form ratings here, you've got minus 12.3 and minus 8 point something. Simple maths suggests that Arcadia Queen probably is the horse that William Pike should ride, and I think he probably will. I
think that is the way he's leaning. I think that's the way that I would go, but let's be honest, you wouldn't be disappointed to be riding either. They are both sensational horses going places. There was still one race to come, and well, if you were on Moet de Vega, I suggest you look away because this doesn't get any easier. I think everyone thought this horse was home and hosed at the 100, but Pike managed to lift Royal Statue.
Around the Mookbar, Jack doing a mountain of work. 1 August 4th inside of 1 short when they come up to the home corner, and then Sebring Spy, who's handy. In between horses came Watch Me Nay Nay, deeper out Lucky Raw, Royal Statue and Pike back near the rail, and then came dropping out Sasso Circus coming into the home straight. At the 350, Mad Brad comes at Moet de Vega, but Carberry now goes on the favour. He draws the whip 200 from home and he races a length and a half now, 2 in front behind them, Royal Statue. It's getting home busily. Moet de Vega's the leader. Royal Statue cutting it down. Is Pike going to do it again? They hit the line. I reckon he has. I think he's got to the...
I still can't believe the Royal Statue won, but what about the performance of Pearl Trade? Copped that check with the fall out of the gate, settled a long, long way back, but gee, it got home quick.
Yeah, it was about 5 lengths off them at the 600 metres, minus 6.2 for the last 600. Certainly the forgive horse in this race is Pearl Trade. The forget horse, I think, has to be 1 short. Finished 8th, was not too far away off what was a pretty slow tempo and didn't really fire on the way home. The follow horse, quite simply, has to be Royal Statue. Had absolutely no right to win that race. They went very slow through the first half of it. His sectionals home were sensational, and you touched upon it at the top. If you'd back Moet de Vega, it mapped the way it should have done. The race went the way it should have done, except for the last 10 metres.
And the photo finish is the greatest photo as well. Pike is absolutely launched over the neck of Royal Statue, so it was a deserving win. In the end, when we look at the 9 races from Saturday, I don't think there'll be any surprises, but who was the best overall rating?
It has to be Galaxy Star. When you win a Group 1, and certainly a Group 1 with tempo, you're always going to rate pretty highly. Minus 12.3, minus 6.3 better than the class, and that earned Galaxy Star the best class rating of the day as well. So superstar performance, and here we are saying that we'd rather be on Arcadia Queen to win the Kingston Town Classic. Looking at the closing sectionals, the fastest last 200, Royal Statue, 11.28, sensational last furlong there. And a horse we haven't mentioned already is Cup Night. Was a long way back for Bernie Miller and Paddy Carberry, but the last 400 and the last 600 were really, really good. Not sure what to make of this horse yet. He can run really good sectionals off slow tempos, but can he do it off a fast one?
He definitely ran home really well there. Okay, that is a look at all the review of Saturday's meeting. We'll take a quick break, and on the other side of this, we'll be looking at the Tipstar of the week.
At TABtouch, our bettering department comes up with new ways to better your betting experience, like putting better features at your fingertips, such as Sky Racing and Superpick.
But if you think we're just doing what every other betting company does, think again. Because we're also giving a portion of every bet to fund a better racing industry. And better your local. So better your bet with TABtouch.
Don't let the game play you. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Welcome back to the run of the race, where we are about to look at the leaderboard as it stands after round 7 of the tipping competition. But first, let's have a look at Saturday and what would have been the best result for our tippers.
You needed 6 of the 9 winners: Blackline, the Niconian, Pinzu, Dance Music, then a bit of a gap to Galaxy Star and Royal Statue. The 3 races in which the favourites, or the winners rather, didn't do you the best result were First Affair, Private Dancer and Flirtini. They all played really well on the place dividends.
Now, our winner was Darren O'Donnell. What sort of score was Darren able to produce?
Well, the maximum you got was 1,459. Darren got 989. It wasn't really a moving day on the competition. He had Ross Statue in the last. He had his big bet on the last. So that's Pike on the Pilates reformer at the end was what got Darren over the line. He also had the likes of Pinzu as well, which certainly helped.
Which that's lifted him to second place on the leaderboard. He currently stands at that second place with 4,312, but still has a little bit of work to do because our leader on 5,440 points. But as we've seen in this competition, it only takes finding that roughie to be able to catapult yourself on the leaderboard, and everyone will get their chance to do just that this Saturday's Winterbottom Stakes meeting, which looks to be a fantastic meeting as always, Mark.
Yeah, I love the Winterbottom Stakes. It's the last Group 1 of the year in Australia for the sprinters. It's a superstar lineup, and we're so pleased to get Vidora back here, of course, looking to go back-to-back. There's a number of horses that have won this twice, including the Great Buffering. Speaking
of Vidora, let's have a look at the last few editions of the Winterbottom Stakes, which have been dominated by the visitors.
Went to work. The great horse Buffering led the way from Mad Azza. Down the outside, here comes Waterman's Bay. Mowing turn, Buffering in front. Waterman's Bay running on hard, but Buffering wins the Winterbottom again. Buffering again the cost. Oliver went to work. The great mare, Shidell, back on familiar ground. The leader, Takedown keeps coming and run on the inside for Malaguera. Shidell, Takedown closing it. Takedown and Shidell go to the line. Give it to Takedown. It's a touchdown in the Winterbottom. On the outside, Durandell whispering. Hook Furing has got right up near the rail. Prophet Street's weaving his way through it. Here's the South Aussie mare, Vidora. It's Vidora with 100 to go. She bursts through in the middle, races to the lead, and the Winterbottom's all over. Vidora, the prize.
Vidora winning the most recent edition of the Group 1 Winterbottom Stakes there. Mark, can she do it back-to-back?
She certainly can. Looking at the punting form data, we're recording this show before the barriers. I think there's probably 4 major chances according to the numbers. There, Voodoo Lad has run a really good figure at in the Bletchingley at Caulfield earlier this season. Malibu Style might be a bit of a smoky here. Ran a really good figure down the straight at Flemington in 2017. Probably the best 1,200 metre figure in the entire race. Runs on is going really well for Troy Corstens. They've decided to come here. The figure it ran at Moonee Valley last time out in what was not a black type race was sensational, and we've mentioned it already. Vidora, I think her form figure winning the Moira, albeit over 1,000 metres, was absolutely outstanding. If she can reproduce that, she'll be very hard to beat, and she is a worthy favourite.
Well, it'll be very interesting to see come Saturday. Will the West be able to retain the Winterbottom, or will it keep going over to the East like we've seen in recent years? We'll find out on Saturday. We hope to see you on track. Make sure you get out here because it is one of the greatest days of the year of racing. If we don't see you then, bye for now.
She makes her bid for a little piece of history.